Hello, everybody. This is Dave, and today I'm going to be talking about what is your favorite TARDIS and interiors and exteriors throughout the series. Let me know in the comments. And Jen, unfortunately, she twisted her foot a little bit, so we'll get it looked at. So hopefully it won't be too bad. I'm a little worried about that, but yeah, let me know who's in here. 2 people in here. Yeah. So what is your favorite TARDIS exteriors and interiors throughout the series? And you could also include other characters like the Master's TARDIS, the Ronnie's TARDIS in here as well. I just selected the many exteriors of the Doctor's TARDIS and certain subtle changes that they've gone through throughout the decades. Like there's certainly changes throughout the like the St. John's ambulance logo that was only featured in Hartnell for a while. Then they got and then they got rid of it towards the end, and then Troughton, and then it was no longer on there on the exterior. Then it would later return, of course, in the Matt Smith era. Little tidbit for you: the St. John's ambulance logo on the exterior, that badge. Yeah, how is everybody today? How is everybody today? In the comments, and love to hear your input on what your favorite TARDIS interior and exteriors are throughout the series. So my personal favorites, if I were to say them, my personal favorites are the Newberry. The roof was a little small for my taking on the top of the TARDIS, but I would go with the original Hartnell one, kind of like the refitted one of Hartnell and Troughton, and I love the 80s Yardley Jones version that was featured throughout the 80s. I really like their exteriors. I quite like their exteriors. I thought they were well done. And I like the TV movie exterior TARDIS too. I thought that was cool. It had that stained glass feel to it with the windows and the doors. And I quite like the interiors. I would go with probably the Hartnell, the Burkacki. I quite liked his, simple, but it fits the mold. And then I quite like the secondary console room. I thought that was pretty cool, featured during the Hinchcliffe era. And then, of course, I like the refitted Davison one from the 5 Doctors on. I quite like that one. Interior, I mean. So that's my opinion. And then the TV movie one is cool, too. Those are my top favorite ones, personally. The New Who ones, they're okay. They're not my personal favorite. That's just my opinion, and my opinion alone. I just prefer the classic era ones myself. That's just my opinion. So, yeah. Just thought I'd let you know my input on that. One person that's streamed so far. I quite like the interior for the Ronnie's TARDIS. I thought it was pretty cool. The way it was designed, and the Time Rotor was very different looking too compared to the Doctor's. It was more futuristic looking because I guess it was a newer model of the TARDIS. I guess makes sense, newer type, because the Doctor's is a Type 40. So, yeah. One person in the stream so far. Let's see who else is in here. Get other people to come on here. So what is your personal favorite TARDIS interiors and exteriors throughout the series? Let me know in the comments and chat, please. Much appreciated. So how is everybody doing today? Might do a StreamYard version of this too. Seem to get people in there. So I might do a StreamYard as well. of this topic of discussion. I mean, I like the Capaldi TARDIS, actually, of the new ones. I quite like the Capaldi late Matt Smith one, actually, of the new ones. If I had to rank that one, that'd be my favorite one of the new ones. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I wasn't the hugest fan. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. It's just not one of my personal favorites, the Eccleston Tennant one. I thought it was okay. For what it was not bad, but it's not my personal favorites, that's all. And that's just my opinion. Like we all have our opinions, We all have the right to it, Free speech. So, just thought I would say that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, doing my hair this weekend. It's going to be a different color. Be prepared on the streams. Going for that Davison hair look. So it's going to be that dark. It's going to be more the season 21 Bond, though. This was kind of that ashy golden blonde, dark ashy golden blonde color. Oh, and I did the Witch Doctor Review quiz, which was fun. And surprisingly, I got Tom Baker twice, funnily enough, for personality. And then I got Peter Davison once. So that was interesting. I'm not surprised I didn't get Colin Baker. Out of the personality ones, Colin Baker would probably be my least. I'm like personality-wise. I'm just not like, I'm not much like Colin in my personality. So, makes sense. Yeah. And then in the one poll, the one quiz, I think it was like Tom, it was Peter Davison, then second was Tom, and so third was Sylvester McCoy for personality. So that was interesting. That was pretty interesting. Yeah. So how is everybody doing in the chat today? How is everybody doing today? How is everybody? The Monk's TARDIS was it was the same interior set as the first Doctor's. They used it because they just had a very low budget at that point, so they couldn't make it a different interior. It was just cheaper to use the same set. A little tidbit of information for you from the Time Meddler. So that's a little tidbit you may or may not know. So. Had a good stream yesterday. Thank you, Neil, Mr. Hyde, for subscribing. You're awesome. And I joined his page. He invited me to join his page. That was awesome. He's awesome. Check out his channel, too. Guys. I had a troll on here yesterday. I just ignored it. Thanks to Yvette. Thank you, Yvette. One of my awesome moderators and friends blocked him. Just trying to antagonize me. I was pretty calm throughout it, though. It's kind of funny now. I can laugh about it. So anyway, I'll be on for about 25 more minutes on the stream. Then I'll try a StreamYard at this topic. See if I get more. Sometimes I get more on a StreamYard one. So we'll see. We'll see about that. So yeah. Master's TARDIS, it was kind of like a refitted Davison one, wasn't it? And Baker one. Just like with black panels instead of the white interior. That's kind of then the round things were like black instead of white. That was really the only big difference between them, I think. Yeah. So that's an interesting tidbit too. I think they used the same or similar set. I think they just painted it black. I'm not sure. Maybe either that or they just made a new set that looked very similar. I think they just painted it. I think more likely cheaper that way. Could be wrong. I think they used the same set from Tom Baker's and Peter Davison for their interior. The beginning interior was massive. It's big, and it's got that blue color to it, which I found cool. Kind of very Verne and H.G. Wells-esque, that interior. So I'll give this about 30, 25 more minutes, and then I will try a StreamYard on this. See what happens. So how is everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. Let me know what your favorite TARDIS interior and exteriors are throughout the series. Please let me know that. I would be happy to hear your input and your opinions on which ones yours are. That's part of the reason why I did this. I wanted to hear your input. So, just let me know. $11 minutes in here. Live. I like the interior noise. That vibrating sound. I always found that cool. Oh! You know what's changed throughout too was the scanner screen, right? It was like that TV monitor thing, old school TV 60s looking monitor. But then it was like cooler. They made it better later, right? With Tom Baker, they made that big. And I think it was towards Pertwee too. No, Pertwee still had that TV monitor, I think. But with Tom Baker, they had the bigger scanner screen, which was a lot cooler. And then that was used throughout through Sylvester McCoy. I quite like that scanner screen that they had later on. It was just a TV monitor first, though. It was just this very average-looking 60s TV monitor. That didn't look looked like a 60s, TV set, basically, that they used just to monitor, because that's all they could afford at the time. I thought it was pretty funny. Thank you. So just a little tidbit of information you may not know. So, yeah. 2 people in. $12 minutes already in here. Wow. Went by quick. Got T people in here. Say hello in the chat. Who is in here? Please say hello. Say hello in the chat. Want to hear input on what your favorite TARDIS interiors and exteriors are in the series. Love to hear your input. Who is in the chat? Who's on? Dude, is there anyone else in here? Hello. It only says me weirdly. Huh. That's funny. Anybody else in here? Hello? Anybody else in here? Hello? Who else is in here? Hello? Nick in here? Oh, of course. Yeah, you're welcome. We meant everything we said. Yvette, yeah. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, it's too bad that happened. Your sweet kitty cat. Not fair. Not fair. What's up? 2020. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. 2020 is thumbs down. But yeah, let me know in the chat what your favorite TARDIS interiors and exteriors are in the series. I have that thumbnail that I posted up. Give you an idea what the subtle changes there were throughout the Doctor's TARDIS in the exterior. And love to you too, Yvette, from both of us. Oh, Yvette, did you see my? Did you see the Sherlock stream? Did you see that one I did? Just curious. Baker, the wooden one. Oh, the wooden. I know which one you're talking about. The one in the Hinchcliffe era. Yeah, the one that he showed Sarah Jane for the first time. I think it was in Pyramids, right? Or no, it was Mask of Mandragora. Mask of Mandragora. That's right. Not Pyramids. Pyramids still had the regular console room. That was the secondary console room, it's called. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that one, though. I like that one. I kind of wish it would have been longer. No, it was fun. Yeah, I had a guest on here. One of my subscribers, Charlotte. She was on here. We talked about Sherlock Holmes. About the different, interpretations of it. My personal favorites are Brett and Rathbone, but that's just my opinion. And I like Downey. Yeah, and that's just my opinion, though. Because when I checked them out at the library, I quite liked their performances. So my personal favorites would be, I do like the Baker Wooden one. That would be my top 3. I like the Hartnell one. And I quite like the Davison refitted one that was used to the end of the classic era. Oh, and then I like the McGann one, too. I like the McGann one, so that'd be like 4th maybe for me. It was massive, though, because they had that bigger budget. They could do it. Kind of had that H.G. Wells, Jules Verne feel to it. And had that massive library, too, with a lot of books in it. Thought that was cool. McGann didn't work for you. It was a little, yeah. I mean, they changed it. It wasn't altered, It wasn't like the traditional one. But the time rotor, they basically in the new series, have you noticed, like, with Tennant and Eccleston, their time rotor was very similar to the McGann type time rotor, with that, the way it was hanging like that. I personally prefer the other kind of time rotor from the classic series, but yeah, I think that's where they got that design for the time rotor, was from the McGann. That kind of style to it. I personally prefer white, yeah. And I mean, if I had to pick my top, I always prefer like the white console rooms myself for the Doctor. That's just my opinion. Yeah, the new Who stuff isn't. Yeah, I mean, the Capaldi one I kind of liked, but yeah, the other ones I wasn't a huge fan of. Yeah, I like the white console rooms. I mean, if I had to pick, those are my personal preferences for the TARDIS. Except for the secondary. Those are usually my top favorite ones. The secondary one's an exception. Kind of like that gold, kind of brassy brown color to it. That was pretty cool. And the Pertwee one was kind of similar to the Hartnell and Troughton, kind of. Well, I do know some stuff too. Like I do know about the St. John's ambulance badge. I've done research, and that was only used through the middle of Hartnell, and then they got rid of it later. Once the Troughton one was refitted, they didn't have the St. John's ambulance badge on it anymore. In the exterior, I mean. And then it came back for Matt Smith, though. Moffat liked it, so he brought it back. So I know about that. But throughout the classic era, through Pertwee, through McCoy, there was no St. John's ambulance badge. What's technically all the police boxes had. They had that St. John's ambulance badge on them. So I know about that. See, I know my TARDISes too. I know some stuff about TARDISes. And then, of course, they lowered the roof for the refitted Troughton one. It was like over two tiers, but they made it to one tier roof for Troughton. See, I know my stuff. I know my stuff too. And then the roof got even lowered even more for the Baker one. The Newberry Baker one. Barry Newberry was the one who designed that one. Barry Newberry. Yeah. Then I like the Yardley Jones one. I like the Yardley Jones exterior for the 80s because it went back to that two-tier roof. Hello, Neil, Mr. Hyde. How are you? Good to see you. Got 4 people in here. Good to see you in here. Yeah. I like the 80s one. I'd like to hear Neil, Mr. Hyde's opinion on this subject. On what his favorite interior and exteriors were throughout the Doctor Who. Hey, Neil, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, good to see you in here. I'd like to hear your input. Yeah, the second Doctor's was cool. Yeah, I like the exterior for his trio. I like it. It's got kind of that. We're starting to get more into that battered look too, which I liked. For exterior second, so nice. It's not a bad choice. And then favorite interior was the one. Oh yeah, that was a different looking one actually. See? Yeah, I just thought of that one. Yeah, they used a different design for that one. I like that one actually. They should have kept it, but then they went to they were trying to go more into like just kind of like a replica of the Hartnell one for the next design. I think something happened with it. Something happened with it. I think is that why it didn't end up getting used. I forgot anymore after Time Monster. They only used that one once. And then it was bye-bye. I like the way the round things, looked in that one. It was cool. The roundel. But they only used it once. That interior was only used once. I remember that. And then they got like kind of like just looked basically like a replica of the original when they redid it for the 3 Doctors. Kind of similar to that one. And the Ronnie's TARDIS is interesting. I kind of like the way the Ronnie's TARDIS looks. The interior, I mean. Yeah, I quite like the Ronnie's TARDIS. The one, her interior was interesting. Some people don't like it, but I think it was kind of interesting looking. Oh, which one are you talking about? The Time Monster one? Or which one are you talking about? Time Monster one or the Ronnie one? Ah, yeah. What'd you think of the Ronnie one? What was your opinion on that one? Yeah, Ronnie one was good too. I like that one. I think the Master one, I don't know if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but wasn't it just a repainted Dr. TARDIS? They just repainted it a different color or something? Or is it a totally different set? I think it might have been a different set, right? It just was styled kind of similar, but like black. Yeah, the Master Black one was pretty sinister looking. What's fit his character? Now the Monk one was just like a redressed, it was basically the first Doctor's TARDIS interior because they didn't have money at that point to really do anything fancier at that point. They didn't have the budget. So it's basically just the first Doctor's TARDIS interior at that point for the meddling monk. The Time Meddler one. Yes, the meddling the monks one is just very basic. What do you think of the McGann one, Neil, Mr. Hyde? What do you think of the McGann one? I know Yvette doesn't like it, but I wanted your input on that one. What do you think of the McGann interior? McGann interior. Or technically McCoy McGann interior, since McCoy had it first. Yeah, we need to get him in here, huh? And get his input. Yeah, it's very gothic looking. Yeah. I like the secondary console room, though. I like the secondary one. That one was pretty cool. I would go Hartnell, secondary console room one, and then like the Time Monster one I actually do like, too. I have to put that up there. It'd be tied with, I like the Davison refitted one. That's just my opinion. So those would be like my top ones. Not big into the new series ones, but that's just me. Thought they were just okay. Wasn't like that impressed with them. But that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. What did you think of the new series ones, Mr. Hyde? What do you think of it? What do you think of Neil, Mr. Hyde? What do you think of what do you think of the new series interiors? Less is more. They were too busy. Yeah. I mean, look at Matt Smith's first one. I mean, I understand they were trying to go, more, but they were trying to go. It was more like a fantasy land. Kind of made me think of Lewis Carroll or something from Alice Through the Looking Glass or something. They're trying to make it more a fantasy thing rather than, a scientific, time machine. It was too busy. That one really was too busy. And then the Tennant Eccleston one, I know a lot of people love that one, but I'm not the hugest lover of it. Hugest fan of it. I don't hate it. It's just okay. I do like the Capaldi one though. It was a start in the right direction. The late Matt Smith Capaldi one. That's just what I think, though. That was a little bit better. The first Matt Smith one, though, was really too jumbled. And it was kind of going more for like a fantasy feel to it. I thought it was just okay. But again, it was too much. But I do like the Capaldi one. I don't know what you guys think. I thought the Capaldi one was getting in the right direction. Yeah, well, we won't even go into that one. We won't even go into that one. I don't even consider that one, in my opinion, a real one. In my opinion, it's not even. I don't even count that one. But yeah, it's a bad one. It's the worst one by far. It's awful. But for me personally, I just call that Doctor Who in name only. For me, that version is Doctor Who in name only. For me, it's an imposter one. Imposter TARDIS. Latest one looks like a vagina. Well, so does that new Sonic. We won't even go into that. But yeah, that new Sonic looks awful. That new Sonic he has looks awful. It's awful. Terrible. But like I said, I only consider that Doctor Who in name only. That version, that iteration right now, currently. Doctor Who in name only. Some people, I kind of laugh when some people, they call it Imposter Who. Imposter Who. Do. I mean, for me, I don't consider it Doctor Who, so that's my opinion too. To each their own, though. There are people that like it. It is what it is. Wonder where Dean is. Anybody know where Dean's at right now? What's he doing? We need to get Dean on here too. Where's Dean at? Blind people like it, yeah. I mean, they have the right to their opinion. They can be blind, but well, all we got to do is just not be toxic, like some of the toxic fans on both sides. We're the reasonable ones. We don't try and argue and call them idiots. We just have our opinion and we have a right to it. But, it is what it is. Oh, I liked when the Masters exterior was that clock. I thought that was pretty cool. That grandfather clock. I like that. The exterior when it was like that. I thought that was cool. The grandfather clock TARDIS exterior. Excuse me. You like the pillar one? Nice. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. That's the Legopolis Castrovalva one, isn't it? For the Master? I think I'm right. Because I've watched those episodes numerous times. So I have a pretty good memory. Yeah. I liked when it was like attacking the TARDIS with the Master's TARDIS was attacking the security guards, blasting them. That was pretty cool. In the start of Castrovalva. That was pretty badass. Oh boy. Not answering that one. I'm not answering that one. I'm staying on topic here. I'm talking about Doctor Who. Staying on topic. I'm not answering that last question. Not answering that last question by that last person. Staying on topic. I like kind of the when the Master. Yeah, I like the Master's Black TARDIS. It was cool. I just like to do different streams. There's no crime to it. I enjoy live streaming. When you enjoy something, you do it. That's all I have to say. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. So, and Yvette was Jen better because unfortunately she fell and she got her foot hurt. So, and it's weird. I remember getting rid of that squishy thing, and then suddenly weird stuff's going on here. Right? Why does it have to happen to nicer people? Why does it always happen to the nice people? Why can't it happen to evil people? Like a certain he who shall not be named. You know who I'm talking about. The current showrunner of the current. You know what I'm talking about. Begins with a C. There's 2 C's in his first and last name. You know who I'm talking about. Why can't something happen to him? Or somebody in the current BBC regime? Have something happen to them. For once. That's just my opinion. John is reporting. I think he's done. But if he keeps going on, we'll deal with it. What about the Drax's TARDIS? They didn't really show his properly, did they? Well, they showed it a little bit. Would his name sound like? Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yep, Mr. Chris Chinballs. I say it like that. Mr. Chris Chinballs. Say it like that. Oh, that's right. I should have. Oh, not saying it anymore. Not saying his name anymore. Keeping that shut about that. He who shall not be named, exactly like Harry Potter, right? But that's exactly what made me think about that. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Yvette. I'm sure. I think he's dropped it for now, and I'm just going to ignore it. And yeah, you just deal with him. Thank you. You're awesome. So yeah, what other TARDISes did we see? What about Drax? We saw a little bit, didn't we, of Drax's in the Armageddon Factor? There was a little bit, wasn't there? Not like a lot though of his. I know his was like even older than the Doctor's. I remember his wasn't it like a Type 30 or something? Drax's TARDIS from the Armageddon Factor. He was like a Type 30. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, those were cool. Yeah, I remember the chase. Yeah, I don't think they showed him really. I don't think they really showed his. Yeah, I think he just talked about his a little bit. Yeah, the chase was a good story. That one's underrated. I think that was one of the better Dalek stories for sure. Underrated story. Underrated story. Oh, that one. I know which one you're talking about. Wasn't that the parts with Dracula and everything? I remember that, I think. That part of the story. Wasn't that where they showed Dracula and then the mechanoids were good in that too. I wish they would have been into more stories. I remember them. Yeah, that was a good part. And then I kind of like the whole robot duplicate doctor. That was kind of interesting. That whole idea was interesting in the story. Yeah, I'm jealous too. I can't. I want some mechanoids. Wish they'd be into more stories though. They should have brought them back. Yeah, I wish they would have brought the mechanoids back. Darn. Oh well. The TARDIS. What other ones? Am I missing any TARDISes that we talked about? What other TARDISes have I missed? Trying to think. Talked about the Ronnie, talked about the Master, talked about the Doctor, obviously. Meddling Monk. What other one am I missing that it's been on? Okay, Yvette, you take care. You take care, Yvette. Much love. You take care. Neil, Mr. Hyde, do you know where Dean is? I'm trying to get him on here. Where's Dean at? Let's get his. I want to hear his opinions on everything. Where's Dean at? Come on down. Where's Dean? Yeah, you have a good sleep, Yvette. You take care. You're awesome. We need to get Dean here. I thought this would interest him. Oh well. He's probably busy with his kids anyway, doing his videos. Wanted to get Dean on here though too. Hello. Too bad I can't psychically get him here. Telekinesis. Hello. Hello, Dean. Are you here? Hello? No, that won't do no good. Not a mind reader. Can't get him. Bring him over here. Do like the master suddenly hypnotize him to come over here. That's pretty good. Get in your TARDIS and get him. If only. I wish. I wish I had a real one. I was joking though. I could hypnotize him to come here. Do a master. You will come to my forum. You will obey me, Dean. You will come on this. You will come on this stream. Maybe I'll try StreamYard. Maybe he'll come on the. I notice sometimes for some reason StreamYard ones where people, just depending though. It depends. But like hypnotize him to come here. You will come here, Dean. You will come to my live stream right now. And then he suddenly shows up. That'd be pretty hilarious. That would be funny. Funny as hell. Neil, you will come here right now to my live stream about the TARDIS exteriors and interiors. You will obey my commands. It's funny. That's funny. That won't work though. Would it be funny if he suddenly, wouldn't that be crazy if he did? Let's give it a few minutes just to see if it happens. Or maybe just the fact that he heard his name, he'll get like all curious and like pop in. That would be hilarious. That would be funny. Be like, what are they saying? What's he saying? Dean, you will come to my stream. My TARDIS stream right now. You will obey my commands. Nope. Nothing. Nope. Didn't work. Didn't work. I'm just doing it to be funny. Maybe I'll try StreamYard. What do you think, Neil, Mr. Hyde? Should I just try that and see if maybe suddenly... Because I notice sometimes with StreamYard, people suddenly just pop on those even more. It just depends, though. Yeah, I gave it 3 minutes. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Oh, I can check to see if he's on Facebook, actually. Let's see if he's on Facebook. Nope. No, he's not. Nope. He logged off 20 minutes ago. Typical. Typical. All right, so I'm going to try StreamYard, see if more people pop in a few minutes. Maybe if Dean makes a surprise appearance on the StreamYard one. But thanks so much, Yvette and Neil, Mr. Hyde. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming on here. I'm just curious to see. Yep, that Hoosen, me trying to command him didn't work. Did not work. Tried it. If only the master was real, get him to get Dean on here. All right, I'm gonna try StreamYard, I guess. We'll see what happens. And I thought John would be on here too. What the hell, man? What the hell? You said Thursday. Live stream. Hello. Is anybody awake? Thought John would be on here too. Mr. John Coogan. Hoovian Coogan. Hello. Nope, didn't work. Oh, you're at work half asleep, darn. Oh, I'm sorry. Hope I'm not boring you to death. I'm just joking. Hope I'm not boring you to death here. Well, hopefully I'm not boring you to death. Hopefully I'm not boring you to death. Neil, Mr. Hyde. Hopefully I'm not boring you. I hope not. I hope not. Work is boring me to death. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that can do it, huh? Yeah, depending on what it is, yeah. Most of the time it is boring. Yeah, so I'll try StreamYard. I thought John said he was going to come on here. What the hell, man? Mate, come on. What the heck? What the heck? I'll try StreamYard. I'll just try StreamYard. But thanks so much, Neil, Mr. Hyde. It's been awesome talking with you. You're awesome. Yvette, of course, you're awesome too. Try StreamYard. Man, it probably won't make an inch of difference, though, probably. You never know, though. I don't know. Yeah, talk to you later, buddy. Talk to you later, Mr. Hyde. You're awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to close this stream to a close, and I'll try a StreamYard, see if other people might pop on as well for a few minutes. If not, I'll just close it for today. Gave it the old college try to have, but luckily I had Neil, Mr. Hyde on here, who's awesome as always. Check out his channel. Definitely check out his channel. And Yvette is awesome. They're awesome people. All right, take care. Peace. Bye for now.